next video, we're gonna start setting up the mesh for our drone enemy. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna open up this M-drone material that we have here. And what that's gonna do is that it's gonna open up like the event, the material graph for how this 3D object will look like. But the thing is that you're gonna have all these nodes connected by default to our base M drone, and we don't really need any of these, so go ahead and take all this out. You should only have the base M drone here, right? So now, what are we doing here? We wanna basically create a custom material for the drone, but it's not gonna be as straightforward as just like changing its color. We actually gonna modify a lot of the more detailed components, such as the metallic component, the roughness, etc., like all the very little details. That way, we make our drone be we get the end result that we're looking for. So what we're gonna do right now, we're gonna make sure that we use the textures that we brought from the file, from the assets that we imported. So go back to your content drawer. Let me just make this a bit smaller here. Go to the content drawer and then look for these four textures. So you can see them, they're like in red color. So select the four of them. I'm selecting all of them with Control and then drag and drop to the graph. Okay. So once you have that, you're gonna have the four textures here available. And then what are textures so that we understand that as well? Textures are basically image files that we can put multiple of them on a material, and then in this way each texture will be responsible of changing a specific part of the material. Okay, so you'll understand that once we get to it. So basically we wanna first look for one of the textures in particular. We're gonna look for the one that has the name DC. So you can start choosing each one. And for example, I chose this one. And you saw here that the material, the texture name is called T-Drum BC. That means basically this asset was created to be the base color of the material. That's why it ends in BC. So basically, once you find that texture that you're looking for, you can now connect it to the base color of our main node. So basically, use the RGB pin and connect to the base color. Okay, that's the idea for the rest of them as well. So now we're gonna try to look for the next correct one to connect. Look for the one that it's called EM, which is this dark one. That EM here will correspond to emissive color. So connect with that. Now let's look for the next ones. Let's look for NRM. I think it's gonna be this blue one here, NRM. And that will be the normal color. So you're gonna do RGB and then choose here on normal, right? And then finally you're gonna have this one. Let me just move this around a little bit. This one has a little bit of a different name. It's called ORM. So ORM here in the termination, that means actually three different things. So the developer that created these files basically gave these file termination names as a guideline. So forever, whoever wanna use these files, whoever wanna use these assets, can connect them correctly to the base material element. So here, when they design this ORM file termination, that means three different things. O is gonna mean ambient occlusion, which is this one. So we wanna connect the R to the ambient occlusion. Then we're gonna look for the which one to connect G with, which is R. And then what does R mean? R mean roughness. So connect G with roughness. And then final pin V into what M means. And what does M mean? M means metallic. So B with metallic. Okay. After you've done that, your drone should look something like this. Let me just see if I can look at it. Something along those lines. Okay.